And now, what you've all been waiting for. It's Coin-Op TV Live, starring Robert Welkner and the lovely Haley Bright. And now, give it up for your host, Robert Welkner.
Welcome to Coin-Op TV Live on the Stream.tv. I'm your host, Robert Welkner. Big episode. It is October 15th, episode 318. We got two awesome guests in the studio. We got Mark Turosz, who's in here, that's going to talk about Operation Flashpoint, Dragon Rising. Very excited about that. And also, we've got Jacob Minkoff in the house, who's from the Naughty Dog team, that's going to talk Uncharted 2. We've also got an exclusive interview with the team behind Dragon Age Origins. So very excited. Let me get this sign that you guys pumped up for the show tonight.
Yeah.
We got a full house. There's lots of energy. I started the show with the jacket on because I wanted.
Just gonna say, I was like, this is serious now.
This is serious because I didn't want to get caught up, in between guests favoring one with or without the jacket. So I thought, let me just load it on all the way. But before we get to the show, the news, the excitement, I want to introduce my team, the people who help make the Stream.tv fun and exciting, and also Coin-Op TV Live, a fun and entertaining show on Thursday nights. First up, you guys might have heard that my lovely and talented co-host Haley Bright could not make it for the show this week. My heart and prayers go out to her, but filling in is our friends. You might know them as Beau and Leo, aka the Rad Nerds. Let's give them a big hand. Woo!
Yeah. Thank you. What's up, guys?
Hey, Rob, I just want to say that Haley's in the chat room, so she is with us tonight.
Oh, okay, cool. Shout outs to Haley in the chat room.
Good one, Rob.
What's going on with you guys there? Welcome officially. Now for those of you watching the show, the radnerd.com boys. I don't know what to call you guys because Rad Nerds just seems like not to do you justice. But the boys of radnerd.com do the post-show wrap-up, and this is the first time we're officially putting them on the air. So very exciting. Welcome to the show. You guys got some shout-outs at all from the chat room? Some anything like that going on?
Yeah, let's give out some shout-outs to...
just get them as they scroll, ready?
Yes,
this is we're doing this.
The DCDs here, Tumor 20.
Pirate.
It's Paranormal Pirate. Yeah, Suffocat's in the room. Cup Check, what's up? Timer FX.
Tumor 20.
Vegs.
Buttered Toast. I don't think I've heard that name before.
Dan GCN.
Whoa,
Fishy Feet. Fishy Feet's a new one. I haven't seen that one before.
Now, have you guys designated, does Beau read one chat room and Leo reads the other? Is that how we're going tonight?
Well, I only see one of them really one's more active than the other, so we kind of ignore the stick cam room because they're not active. They're not doing anything.
There's lots of people in there, 600 lurkers.
There
we
go. Here we are.
They're important.
Yeah, the usual crop. And then also, let me remind everybody. If you do have a question, concern, it is a live show, and we take your we do take questions from the chat room, but it's the easiest way to get in touch with us is directly instant messenger. It's the stream.tv, all spelled out. So add that to your account now while I introduce part 3 of the Stream.tv's Coin-Op TV Live. I don't know why I'm saying the Stream.tv a lot today, but the guy who runs the Stream.tv, Mr. Brian Gramo.
Hi, the Stream.tv, the Stream.tv, the Stream.tv, the Stream.tv, the Stream.tv, the Stream.tv, but also Stick'em.com and Justin.tv.
Brian, what does it say behind you on the wall?
Oh, it says Evo Energy Drink and the Stream.tv. Trying to incorporate a little more branding into things lately, but yes, we got about 600 lurkers over there at Stick'em.com, so guys, come on in and enjoy the show. I see you there, LA Valley Live, and I see you, P-Bay and Fa. So we're rocking out. And so, Rob, this whole Uncharted 2 thing, it's like everyone's like, game of the year already. People are freaking out. I haven't had a chance to sit down and play it. Like, what's all the fuss about?
Well, we're going to find out. You guys are going to have to stay tuned. We're going to ask Jacob what the fuss is all about. Definitely Uncharted 2 has been getting some high marks from the kids that got to check out some of the game ahead of time. So we're looking forward to talking about that.
Woot!
All right, so let's get to some. We're gonna breeze through a little announcements.
Oh wait, guys! I think this is the Coin-Op TV first. I got distracted by the whole Stream.tv thing. There's no photos today.
Whoa!
Exactly, that's what I said. There's like
absolutely
zero photos. There's not one JPEG prepared for me this evening.
I'm gonna, if it means anything, I'm gonna hold up a magazine cover that has an image on it. Will that appease your appetite?
It's just not the same, Rob.
You're losing it, Rob.
Wow.
Well, you know, if I had a photo to show, it'd be of the lovely Haley Bright, but no photo tonight. So.
I'm done. I'm done.
You're done?
Yeah,
All right.
no, I won't put
I'm
it
afraid,
anymore.
you know, I don't know when to get started. All right, so speaking of events and the stream.tv and things like that, Brian Gramo has decided to run a 24-hour streamathon marathon starting this Friday. And your amazing Coin Up TV host, Robert Welkner, is going to take over the 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. slot with guest celebrity gamer girl Star Slayer is gonna join me. We're going to play some Guitar Hero Rock Band.
Oh, CG?
Siege is going to be
Oh,
joining
man, she's
me.
awesome. That's rocking. So we'll definitely have that set up. We will have a Guitar Hero and Rock Band and all that fun stuff ready to go.
And we're going to do some Street Fighter, and we may have a couple of the Street Fighter guys come through and do some challenges or something. So, you know, Brian, I don't know, when we get to the live streaming, we'll tell everybody how they can play us on Xbox and, you know, get their butts kicked in some
If we're
Guitar
doing
Hero.
Street Fighter 4, you can try to add us already, and I'll try to delete some of the old friends because we can only have 100. It's the stream.tv all spelled out, the same as our IM. That is our Xbox Live gamer tag.
Yes. So, so very exciting. Brian, are you going to be just drinking Evo energy drinks all night? Is that the pitch here?
You know, in the past, I've gotten slightly intoxicated during the course of the marathons, but considering we're doing this for charity and there's a lot more involved, I'll probably stay in the more caffeinated side of things this particular run, much to the chagrin of many of the viewers, I'm sure. But there's a lot of people coming in from the Epilepsy Foundation, I believe, and we have some things to give away. So we're trying to keep it all legit, but other people will be, you know, enjoying themselves.
No, very cool. Now, before the show, Beau and Leo said they were going to tune in for the entire 24 hours. Is that correct, you guys?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Evo and
Totally tuning in. Absolutely.
Be careful. I see some noses
Yes.
getting a little longer over there.
Doing it.
I don't
doing
lie.
it.
I don't do the lying.
Okay, another exciting thing to talk about is Haley Bright and Brian Gramo will be part of the Tube Filter Hollywood Web Television Meetup. Very exciting. I have some stickers. Let me see if I have any. Oh, I got some in my pockets. Cool. There's the Tube Filter sticker there. Pretty handsome.
Ow.
I'll leave some of these around for our friends there. So Brian, once again, Haley's not here to pitch what her panel is going to be about, but would you like to give your 2-cent plug there?
Well, I've never really done it before. I've never been on a panel, and I was like, hey guys, what exactly will I be doing? Essentially, I think I'll be sitting there in front of a bunch of people that don't know things that I do know, and then they're going to ask me questions about those things, and then I'll answer them, mostly pertaining to live streaming television. There's some other people on the panel, but I don't think any of them do live streaming television every night, and that's what the panel's about. So I believe I will be an extremely qualified person for the panel. And of course, Haley, being on the other side of things, she is on the talent side of things, so we will represent kind of like both angles of what live streaming television is all about. So I'm glad that we're represented in full force, both on the production end and the talent side of things.
Yeah. You'll find me by the craft service the whole night. You guys do all the talking.
Oh, I heard
I'll be
there's
okay.
donuts and bagels and everything there.
So go to www.tubefilter.tv. Get some tickets if you live in Los Angeles. Check it out. Come meet me, Brian, and Haley, the guys who bring you Coin Up TV Live. One more thing before we get to our guests and talk to the chatters and things like that. Want to say congrats to the Pinball Expo is celebrating 25 years. That's actually going on right now in Illinois. And our friends over at GameRoomMagazine.com did sort of an expose on the Pinball Expo 2009. So check that out. I don't know if anybody's in Illinois, any of our viewers, but that's actually happening this entire weekend. And it's pinballexpo.net is the website. Guys over there, you fashion yourself some pinball players?
Yeah, absolutely.
And how about the Rad Nerd guys?
I like the one that comes with Windows. That's my personal favorite. It has a secret hidden soundtrack. I bet you didn't know that. You have to turn the sound on. It doesn't come default on.
Wow, I didn't know that. A little Easter egg on the sound effect there.
Easter egg for pinball.
Hey, does anyone remember Pinbot for the regular Nintendo? Does anyone? I have one clap. I'm there with you. We'll hang out later. I'll buy you a drink.
Pinbot was had the thing that would open up and the balls would go in there and they save in the eyes, and then they did the sequel with the female Pinbot character.
Oh well, I never knew about that one.
Bride of Pinbot is
Bride of
what's
Pinbot.
what somebody's saying. I don't think that's the right name. Cool. Hey, guys, before we get to our guests and things like that, any concerns, questions, issues to touch base on before we get rolling into the night?
Well, the DCD says that Pinball Hall of Fame for the 360 rocks.
Rock and roll. What's your favorite pinball, Rob? What's pinball machine?
I'm a big pinball fan. I like some of the ones on the Williams collection there that the DCD was mentioning. Twilight Zone, probably one of the best. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
You have a long history with pinball machines, Rob.
Yeah, I'm a pinball wizard.
That's what we're missing here. We need a pinball machine.
So Rob, if you know you had all the money in the world and you had to fill your one-bedroom apartment in Santa Monica on the corner of
Hey!
What pinballs machine would you buy?
I don't know. Is there an Uncharted 2 and Operation Flashpoint pinball machine? Are they working on
Rob,
those?
you got a little something on you right here.
All right, guys. If there's no concerns from the chat room or questions to be had, let's get into the action of the show. We got two guests tonight. I'm going to show you a trailer. The first guest is Mark Turosz. He's from Codemasters. They do Operation Flashpoint, the sequel, Dragon Rising. Dragon Rising. Yes, I'm getting it all right. Sorry, guys. I want to make sure I get that clear. It's a long title. But Brian, if we can queue up and take a look at their trailer from the game, then we'll check that out now. It looks fun. It looks exciting. That was a peek at Operation Flashpoint. We've got Mark Turosz, the global brand manager from Codemasters, is our guest, one of our guests tonight. The company behind Operation Flashpoint, Dragon Rising. Let me get the sign, guys. Put your hands together for Mark. Woo-hoo! All right. Welcome to the show, Mark. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
All right, just bring that mic up so we can hear everything you're saying. Very exciting. I got to play some of the game a few months ago. Very exciting to have you on the show here. The trailer looks amazing. Let me get to my questions here.
I'm ready.
You're ready? Fire away. Let me remind everybody at home that we're live and interactive. The best way to get a question is from Instant Messenger, thestream.tv, all spelled out. Let's see. So the original game was sort of referred to as a tactical shooter. How does Dragon Rising sort of advance the story and gameplay?
Well, storyline is different. I'll say that. The first one was called Cold War Crisis, and you're actually facing the Soviet Union. The first game came out in 2001. Now, political times have changed, and Dragon Rising takes place in the island of Skira. Skira is an island off the coast of Japan, and it's been known to have oil since like 1900, but could not be extracted. What happens is the Chinese invade the island of Skira, which has been occupied by Russia since World War II. The Russians ask the U.S. Marines to come and take back Skira and get that sweet, sweet oil for us.
Oh, very cool. We need that. We need that.
And as far as keeping the legacy going, the original game was a PC-only game. This one is also on Xbox 360 and PS3, so you're getting that experience, a lot more stunning detail from the next generation consoles.
Very cool. All right. Now, I guess sort of the buzz or the pitch or the hook is it's very realistic.
Yeah.
How realistic is this game? What happens?
It's very realistic in the sense that one shot can kill you. It is, there's been a lot of reviews by armed forces personnel already that they do say this is as close to war simulation that they've ever seen. You can't hide behind a tree to regenerate your health. There's no magic bag of weapons. You can carry 2 rifles, a pistol, and some explosives. You can't run and gun Rambo style. If you do, you'll get shot. I've been playing the game, and you think you've got everything cool. It's not. You can just take 1 bullet, headshot, done. So it's very much the way combat is. There are some periods of time where nothing might be happening, in the sense that you have to get to your next destination. You'll be walking through a field. You'll hear sound effects. You'll hear owls. You might hear a rumbling of a convoy way in the distance. So it's really the way battle is.
All right, cool. I got a couple more questions, and then we're going to get to our viewers at home to see what's on their minds. You know, I'm a big fan of sort of co-op, playing with my friends. I understand this game has some 4-player co-op.
Co-op, in my opinion, is the best way to play this game. You can play 4-person co-op throughout the 11 missions of the game. So you're not, usually in the single-player campaign, you're commanding 3 AI characters, and that's cool. But I think it's really great to have you and 3 buddies go and fan off. Like when you send an AI guy flanking, he's going to flank to obviously a preset distance, but you and your buddies, you tell one guy to flank left, he can flank, go around, and you can really just it's just a much better, richer experience, I find, with 4 players.
All right, fantastic. Well, speaking of rich experiences, let's see what Beau and Leo have going on your end over there.
Sergeant Silent wants to know, can a game be too realistic? What things need to be in a game in order for it to be fun and realistic?
So the balance between realism and fun.
Yeah. Well, there are incredible moments of intensity where you're absolutely terrified. So it's not just like you're not just laying down for long periods of time with nothing happening. You go from destination to destination, and when you are in battle, it really is an intense experience. One of our slogans is putting the fear back into FPS, and there's definitely a lot of fear here.
All right, cool. Well, with that, let's veer over to you guys. You got something for us, Beau?
Yeah, the DCD says, why did you imply the one-hit kill rule, and do you think it will frustrate amateur players?
Like myself here, who I need to stand behind shields and barriers.
Let me take a step back and saying one hit can kill, but there are times when you can take a shot here, you can take a shot to the leg, to the body. It's not every time one shot can kill you. I'm just saying that's a way you can die. But there are times when, let's say you get hit in the shoulder, you have medical dressing and you can apply that to yourself, or you can call a medic over and he can patch you up. But there is no health regeneration in and of itself, and there aren't no med packs that you find, wandering around. So I will say, will this game be frustrating to some gamers? If you're used to a run and gun experience, yeah, because this is very much in a simulation mode. It's a different kind of combat experience than I think most players are used to. But once you get that, and you understand that this is the type of game you're playing and you have to employ strategy, and that if you send your AI guys out just to assault something, they're all going to die instantly. They're not Supermen either. You'll enjoy the game. I think you just got to be a little bit patient and understand what the game's about, because there hasn't been a game like this in a while.
Yeah, when I was playing it, it felt like sort of almost like I was in Warcraft or something, like this huge playing field, a lot to explore and transverse. So it wasn't like run up and jump and leap and just karate kick somebody and nuke them or something. And it felt like it was kind of a time thing where you really had to engage your way through the play field.
Absolutely correct. I'd say a lot of other FPSs, most of the combat is close quarters. I mean, in real battle, the enemy is often far away, and you'll be seeing times where you'll be walking down into a meadow or something, and that enemy is 200 or 300 yards away taking pop shots at you, and you've got to find him. So I would say that, yeah, there's 220 square kilometers of open world. It will take you like 9 hours to walk across it if you wanted to. So you do have to be patient, and it's not going to be the type of action that you're used to. It's action in a different kind of, like you said, a bigger universe.
All right, fantastic. Guys, before we wrap up, Mark, anything else from the viewers at home?
Yeah, good.
Okay, well, the Paranormal Pirate wants to know, will this game rival some of the leaders in the genre like Call of Duty?
So we've
Like, how do you think you'll
we've
hold
got,
up?
we've got a heavy Christmas ahead of us
We've got
here.
a heavy I would say it's just a really completely different experience. Will it rival Call of Duty? I don't think it's fair to put them in the same category. I think Call of Duty is much more of an arcade shooter where it's a lot of close quarters combat where you can regenerate health, and it's that's a pure adrenaline ride. Operation Flashpoint is much more of a military sim that I think people that want a true combat simulation experience will want to play.
All right, fantastic. Anything else before we wrap things up, you guys?
Yeah, is there going to be any DLC?
There is going to
content?
be extensive DLC. There'll be extensive DLC coming in a few weeks, but it has not been formally announced yet, so I can't give the details.
Oh, yeah, you can go ahead and announce it if you want.
No, people know DLC is people know DLC is coming. It is coming, and there will be some DLC packs that are coming out, but the official content has not been announced. But I will say it's coming in a few weeks.
Okay, a few weeks now. What's a good way to sort of follow the website and the Twitter? How do people keep up to speed on the game, the DLC?
I would say go to flashpointgame.com. That's the main site. We also have a Facebook page. Type in Operation Flashpoint Dragon Rising. And we have a Twitter page. Go to twitter.com/flashpointgame. You'll see it all there. We have an absolutely great community team, both in the U.S. and U.K., that's available to answer all your questions. And I would challenge the viewers, if they go to Flashpoint Game, we have some recruit games. Mm-hmm. These are based on actual military games to test your readiness for Operation Flashpoint. And if you go there and play these games, you can unlock codes to some fire team engagements that you can't get anywhere else.
All right, that sounds good. So you can go to the website to see if you're worthy enough to play the game.
You
Is that
can.
one kind of
Well, not if you're worthy. I think everyone is worthy, but you'll test your battle readiness. It'll test your battle IQ, your memory skills, your analytical thinking skills, and your ability to multitask. So it's a good test, and like I said, you do get unlockable codes if you get a high enough score.
All right, well, Mark, that sounds fantastic. Well, I'm very excited. The game's out.
So game is out, and it is selling.
Pick it up. So pick up Operation Flashpoint Dragon Rising. Mark, thanks again for coming on the show. Up next, we got a video clip. We went and did an interview with the team behind. Let me get my notes here. Sorry, guys. We went and did an interview with the team behind Dragon Age Origins a few weeks ago, and I sort of put that clip together tonight. So here's an interview with the lead designer from that. Brian, if we could check that out.
Hi, I'm Mike Laidlaw, lead designer for Dragon Age Origins, and I'm here to talk to you about the game.
They're coming. Tonight, we have vengeance.
Dragon Age Origins is a brand new fantasy IP from BioWare, the makers of Mass Effect, Knights of the Old Republic, Neverwinter Nights, all these classic IPs, and it's really our return to fantasy, the first time we've gone back to that. It's a brand new IP, something that we've developed from the ground up, and it provides a modernization of really the feel that we captured with the Baldur's Gate games, Baldur's Gate 1 and Baldur's Gate 2. To my mind, it's a perfect blend of modern accessibility, quick action, responsive kind of control and combat, and yet still tactics and one of the deepest stories we've ever crafted. Well, of course, there's more than 144 voice actors all contributing to the NPC, so there's a lot of them to meet out there. But the ones that are really significant are the ones that actually join you in your adventure. We're looking at a large block of them, far more than you could use. You can control 4 at any given time. So within that, you actually have some choice, like, am I going to take a rogue with me, a warrior? What do I need to fill in the gaps in my party? Each of them has their own personalities and a system called approval that actually determines how they react to the choices you're making throughout the game. How you interact with, peasants may piss off the really noble knight. How you interact with the mages may make the Circle Mage Tower actually turn on you and fight you in order to ensure that her people remain safe. These kinds of things give them a depth that I think is probably unprecedented and certainly the deepest BioWare has done to date.
So that was a peek at Dragon Age Origins. Guys over there, I know, I played a little Baldur's Gate back in the day. BioWare is a good company. Have you played any of their previous titles?
Maybe.
Some KOTOR?
I don't really follow the developers. I just play the games.
The Knights of the Old Republic, was that one of the ones under your belt?
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to that one on the PC for sure.
But how about, did you play any of the previous ones?
No, I have not.
Yeah, I'm not doing my Star Wars nerddom justice. I just got it like a week
I figured
ago,
that would be like a given over there.
I know. That's the only one I'm missing right now.
Man, I still haven't beaten Mass Effect. That is still on my
Nobody
to-do
has.
list.
It's forever
impossible.
forever going. What about our friends in Justin or Stickam there? Any comments while we're watching the video?
People are excited.
Yeah, they're really pumped.
I can't wait for this game. Dicknum says he eats his video games after he's done with them, and that's a pretty good thing to do with video games.
Some people don't understand why we need a Mass Effect 2.
You think maybe we just continue on with some massive DLC?
Massive DLC.
I was trying for a
just
joke
add
there,
dragons
but...
into space. That's what they need to do.
Well, very cool, very cool. Well, are you guys excited for our next guest?
Oh yeah,
Bring
her
them
on.
Let's do this.
It was like tonight's been a lot of clapping without the sign. I'm very jazzed that our friends and people in the audience are clapping without the sign.
Hey Rob.
Yeah.
Can you lift just one eyebrow? Do you know how to do that? Because there's some people can. I can't either. Oh, there you go. Do that again. Maybe when you lift just one eyebrow, that's when the audience will know when to clap.
So just do this, Brian. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. They didn't clap when he did it.
We can
so
show him how
maybe
to
it
do that.
doesn't
We're
work.
really good at lifting.
Guys,
an eyebrow.
audience, from now on, every time he does that, that's when you clap.
I still have the sign. The sign is still, usable. If we get claps without the sign,
It's
more
pretty
better.
in your face, though.
It's
maybe a little more subtle. That's what I was thinking. The eye.
like a quickie like this. I just pretend.
No, see, when he did it quick like that, they're like, do we clap? Do we not clap? They were like, it was like, that clap that's about to start up before someone does something amazing.
All right, let's not waste any clapping on me because we got another guest that we want to bring out in the studio. You guys have heard of Uncharted 2. You seen it. You might have played it. You might have been checking out the demo or the beta over the weekend or the week. Whatever. Let's take a look at some of the video, and then we're going to bring Jacob out to talk about the game.
So, what's your angle on all this misery? Gonna get us all killed?
My friend, where did you find this?
You mind telling me what the hell is going on?
I missed the look on your face.
I know where the stone is.
Pray that he is not bluffing.
It's time to tip the odds back in our favor.
Sweep the city, find him, and take him out.
That was a look at Uncharted 2 Honor Among Thieves. Now we've got a special guest, Jacob Minkoff from Naughty Dog, one of the game designers on Uncharted 2 Honor Among Thieves is in the house. Let's give him a big hand. Come on out, Jake. Jake, welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you.
I'm having a good time so far. How about yourself?
I'm stoked to be here.
Well, we're stoked to have you. Naughty Dog, such a legacy. I've been a Crash Bandicoot fan. I've been a fan of the Jake and Dax series, and now you guys are you guys are doing this Uncharted game. It's just like blown up.
Yeah, I mean we're all like. I mean, we thought that we were making a good game, but we didn't know until we released it just how much people were gonna love it. So we're really we're humbled and flattered by the fan reception. It's just really, really amazing.
Yeah, there's been a lot of already a lot of high marks. I was sort of thinking on the way over here. God, I feel like are we gonna be like car washing like a Lamborghini? Everybody's already heard about the game. The hype is already sort of there. So I sort of try to get some questions that maybe sort of people haven't already asked you or seen on the website, things like that. So if you're up for that, I want to remind people at home we're going to take some live viewer questions. The stream.tv, all spelled out on Instant Messenger, is the best way to go about that.
All right, I'm down for some tricky questions.
All right, well, I don't know, I'd say tricky, but fun questions. But just for those of us who aren't familiar with Drake and his adventuring, where does this game sort of pick up as far as the story and the plot and gameplay?
All right, yeah. So this story picks up a couple years after the first game. Nathan Drake is a treasure hunter. He's he's sort of lured back into this treacherous world of thieves and the underworld because he's a modern day fortune hunter, and in this game he's following the trail of Marco Polo, who left the court of Kublai Khan with 600 passengers and crew on 14 treasure ships, and then shows up 2 years later with only one ship left and only 18 guys alive. So what happened to everything else? What happened to these treasure ships? Marco Polo took down these journals about everything he experienced in his travels around the Far East, but he didn't say what happened to all these ships, this calamitous event. So that's sort of this historical mystery that Drake starts exploring, and it leads him to find that Marco had been sent on a secret mission as an emissary to the mythical kingdom of Shambhala, and he's following this 700-year-old trail up through Nepal into the Himalayas, discovering the treasures and the history behind this trip that Marco took.
All right. I almost feel like we should get the applause sign. You got that all out in one breath there. Very proud of you, Jacob. Good job, good job. So what are some of the new additions in it now? Uncharted 1, Drake's Fortune. Some people said maybe it was a short of a game. They had fun, but it was kind of short. What has 2 given us here?
Well, I mean, we've basically taken the first game and just polished everything about it and added tons and tons more content. The campaign is much longer. We're saying it's about 12 hours. We have multiplayer, both competitive and co-op, and everything about the single-player campaign is just more fluid, more combined. That was one of our major goals with Uncharted 2, because Uncharted 1, while it was an awesome game and we really nailed characters that people care about and the combination of platforming and shooting, the thing was that everything was sort of segmented. You had your moments of platforming, your moments of character development, your moments of shooting. Whereas in Uncharted 2, we blended everything together. We have this sort of concept that we call the active cinematic experience, which means that we want players to feel like they're playing a Hollywood blockbuster, and that's what we really went for. So you'll be climbing while shooting. You'll have friendly NPCs around you, conveying elements about the story while you're navigating the environment. We really wanted to put you in the middle of these set pieces. We said no QuickTime events. It's all going to be about playing things, like being in a collapsing building as it's falling down around you. Massive, bombastic Hollywood special effects sequences that the player is actually playing.
That's good. I wish a lot more people. I'm not really a big fan of cutscenes, so I kind of wish people would just kind of keep the game going in game. Is kind of my style. So, but speaking of cutscenes, let's go to the chat room. Our viewers at home, they probably got some questions ready for you. So, guys over there, how are things going?
Whoa! Hold on. Before we get to any questions, breaking news. Your jacket has competition, man. I think they like his better.
They like we got some jacket. It is a nice jacket. Do you want to spin around briefly and show that?
Yeah, they want a model, please.
All right.
Oh.
And just scoot down a bit.
Looks like Clifford gave you a pat on the back. I love it.
Yeah, there we go.
Got it. And I normally tell people not to wear any white, but we're making an exception for this thing. It's teetering on the edge, but it still looks pretty rad.
Sorry about that. Looks like I'm blowing it out there.
It's a nice jacket. If you throw that on eBay, send me.
You haven't gone above 105 IRE, and it's not blown out. It's right on the cusp. It looks hot, baby. It looks hot.
Well, now, guys, now that we've embarrassed him and his skin is red, now we can recolor balance and everything like that. So let's see, Beau and Leo, do we have anything before we get to my questions from the kids at home?
Yeah, Sergeant Silent said, do you guys ever think of giving Drake a sidekick, like a dog or
a midget?
I have a feeling the midget thing might have been tacked on by one of our...
That's legitimate.
Oh, that's a legitimate thing? Yeah. So some of the Naughty Dog games do have this talking sidekick, the friendly buddy along for the ride. Is Jake ever going to get one of these guys, a little sidekick?
Well, I mean, I would argue that he does, in fact, have sidekicks. You know, the whole reason that Daxter exists in Jak and Daxter is, you know, to play off of Jak. You know, Jak wouldn't have nearly as much character if it wasn't for the way that Daxter plays off of him. And that's what we did throughout Uncharted and Uncharted 2. You're constantly surrounded by other characters. You know, I don't even know what the count is of the individual characters that accompany you in Uncharted 2, but you've got favorites back from the first game. We introduce at least 4 new characters who are always around you, and it's about seeing like how those characters react to these moments, you know, these Hollywood spectacular moments around you, or the quieter moments where you're just walking through alleys and, you know, there's no combat. It's like, okay, all right, moment for slow pace. What are the characters around me going to say? How are they reacting to all these crazy battles we've been in and everything? So we do give him sidekicks, as it were, except pretty much all of them are his equal.
Okay. Well, speaking of characters, we interviewed Sam at E3, and he sort of talked about the storyline and the plot with the female characters that Jake is sort of surrounded by. How early in development do some of those plot lines sort of metamorphose?
You know, our story is constantly developing. In the case of Uncharted 2, we knew right off the bat that we wanted to explore the darker side of Drake, because this guy is a modern-day fortune hunter. He's generally operating on the wrong side of the law. And, you know, in the first game, it was sort of a unique situation. He was in this special world of the island where he was forced into a hero role. But we wanted to see characters from Drake's past, other people operating on the wrong side of the law who he works with. And so that's why we introduced a character like Chloe Fraser, who he has a previous relationship with. He's also worked with her on heists in the past. And so it was very important that we have these characters right off the bat that we're going to have Drake play off of. But, you know, Chloe's an interesting case because Chloe is... she's very much about self-preservation, you know. She's all about, like, okay, when push comes to shove, I'm going to survive. That's all I care about. Let's get out of here. But then we have our characters like Elena Fisher from the first game, who's very ethical, very morally focused. So she's the opposite end of the spectrum. You know, she's going to be all about self-sacrifice if it's the right thing to do. And then there's Drake in the middle, being pushed and pulled by these 2 different types of characters. And you get to see how he reacts to them and to the things happening around them. And it's all about having those relationships. So when you talk about what did we think of early on, just we wanted to have these characters who would play off of Drake, because Uncharted is all about character.
The characters, all right. Very cool. Well, let's get some more reactions from you guys over there.
Well, let's see here. Sean wants to note that he has a really long name with a lot of numbers and points. But where do you see the Uncharted franchise going in the future? Any other mystical lands or adventures for Drake?
Sure. Well, I mean, we can't talk about what we're planning exactly right now, and honestly, I don't think that any of us know exactly what we're going to be doing. But certainly there is a lot of exploration in Nathan Drake's future. We see a lot of different amazing possibilities for places that he could go and explore, historical mysteries that he could investigate. You'll be seeing a lot more of Nathan Drake.
All right. Before I get back to the chat room, I want to ask you, since you're sort of a game developer, designer on this game, Naughty Dog has a rich history, and Uncharted 1 and 2. What are you guys doing over there that some of these other game companies aren't doing to provide some classic gameplay?
Well, I mean, I suppose that the biggest thing about Naughty Dog, which really amazed me when I joined the team, was that everyone works on the game, right up to our presidents, our co-presidents, Christophe Balestra and Evan Wells. One of them's a designer and the other one is a programmer, and they're always in the trenches working on the game. And we don't have producers. All of the designers function as producers, so people who are making the game are the ones who are going around making sure that the schedule is working, making sure that we know who's going to have what asset done at what time, and it's sort of just having that environment where everyone trusts everyone, because you know that if you're getting feedback, somebody's telling you that something isn't great or that something is great, you're like, oh, you're working on the game. You get it. You're elbow deep in this. So everyone is operating at an incredible level of talent, and everyone has this level of trust because we're all in the trenches. And I think that that is the biggest difference in dynamic from any other place that I've worked or seen.
All right, fantastic. I'm gonna go with that. I was kind of hoping maybe you'd say, because everybody watches Coin-Op TV live or something, you know. But anyway, let me get over to you guys there. We got time for a few more questions, and we're gonna let Jacob go.
Yeah, Rob Workman wants to know, is there any word on a PSP version?
They want it on all platforms. Now, probably the only people watching at home that are mad are people with Xboxes, right? Because they don't get to play this game. But the PSP is with the Sony franchise. Have you made any announcements on that?
Well, everyone with an Xbox that doesn't have a PS3 should be buying a PS3 because it's cheap enough now, and they don't have an excuse.
I got a Slim just so I can catch up on some of the and get Uncharted 2 for that reason. So
awesome.
But is there talk of a mobile version?
You know, everything that you guys can think of, we've thought of too, because we're like, yeah, you know, that would be rad. That'd be really interesting. We should do that sort of stuff. But as for whether it's being done or not, that's stuff that I can't talk about. But trust me, like, if you think it's awesome, yeah, we probably think it's awesome too.
Cool. How about one more from you guys?
I have a question, Rob.
All right, question.
You know, I haven't had a chance to sit down and play this yet. There's a copy waiting for me, and all I'm hearing from my friends are they're trying to play it more slowly because they're sad that it's going to end eventually. So one, how does that make you feel as someone that's involved in making the game? And two, what's the replayability of it once you go through it, in your opinion?
Well, the replayability of it, I mean, we have many different levels of difficulty. There are treasures to find. You know, multiplayer, heck, once you finish the single-player campaign, no reason to go slowly. You can go and go on to multiplayer. We're saying that there are thousands of hours of content in that afterwards because, you know, we have the perk system and the leveling system, and getting to level 60 in multiplayer is going to take you a ton of time. And all of the skills that you've built up in single-player that you've honed are now going to give you a leg up in starting multiplayer. I'd suggest you just, you know, play through it, enjoy it, replay it on the harder difficulties to unlock more trophies, find more treasures, and dig into the multiplayer. Play some co-op, play some competitive, play some objective modes.
All right, very cool. Now, speaking of multiplayer and community, one of the things I did want to ask you is a unique thing about this game is it sort of ties into the community. There's like a Twitter feature or app or plugin. Can you explain that to me?
Yeah. So if you put in your Twitter login in our options menu, there's a Twitter feature where you can decide what status updates the game will automatically tweet for you. So it can tell people what chapters you've beaten, how much money you've made over the course of the day in multiplayer, whether you're logging on to multiplayer right now. And that's a really cool one because you don't have to like call up all your buddies or whatever and be like, hey, I'm logging on to multiplayer, you want to party up? It just sends out a tweet, and then everyone who's got, you know, their iPhone or whatever, they're like, oh, word, he's playing online. Okay, cool. I'll go and join. So
race home cool thing. If they're driving around. Race home and charge up their Uncharted 2.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very clever. I appreciate it. And the campaign has been fun. The latest commercial with the guy who's got the girlfriend who thinks that she's watching a movie, I guess. Beau and Leo, have you seen the commercial where the guy can't stop playing Uncharted because his girlfriend will find out they're not watching a movie? Have you seen this campaign yet?
Yeah, I actually got called back to that commercial, but I didn't book it. So
I was a little disgruntled actor, you know. But hey, before we wrap up, Jacob, any last comments or questions there from you guys?
I have a question personally. When is the movie?
Is there a movie in the works? Would you like to see Harrison Ford with the youthful cream put over him to play some Jake or something? Is there any talk of this?
Yeah, I mean, we did announce that there is a movie in development, but where it is and what the planned release date is and that sort of thing. First of all, I don't know, and second of all, I wouldn't be allowed to say.
All right. Cool. Well, hey, Jacob, you've been a great guest, and I also want to thank Mark for coming in, talking Operation Flashpoint. Guys, the Rad Nerds, well, you got to plug it all? Is there we're going to plug some sites. So you want to tell people where they can find out more about you?
Yeah, radnerd.com is our site. You can follow us on Twitter at radnerd, and we also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/radnerd.
Oh, Radnerd.
Yeah, Radnerd.
And Jacob, what's a good way to follow updates on Uncharted 2?
Well, I mean, we've got our Twitter, which is naughty_dog, and also you can go to our website, which is www.naughtydog.com, and you can put in your PSN ID, and you can check out stats on all the different games you've played, and see, all sorts of things like what weapons you use the most, what characters you use the most, win-lose stats, so it's cool. You should check out our site, and we also have a blog there giving you updates on the game.
Very cool. All right, and my Twitter is just at Pennyman. In case anybody doesn't have that, follow me so that when I do start rocking and rolling on Uncharted 2, you can check my progress as I go and jump into some multiplayer. So follow now. Okay, so guys, we're off next week, but we'll be back for the big Halloween episode. And my lovely co-host Haley Bright will be back. We'll be in costume. We're gonna go nuts. We want to remind everybody to tune into the Streamathon this weekend and check out the Tube Filter panel if you're in LA on Monday. So Mark and Jacob, thanks again. Thanks Beau and Leo and everybody for coming down. CoinUp TV Live. When we're not here, we love you. Wait, I said that wrong. I got it wrong.
When we're here, we love you.
Let me start this over, Jacob. Take 2. When we're here, we love you.
When we're gone.
But when we're gone, we miss you. CoinUp TV Live. We'll see you guys next time.